Howdy, Aggies. Welcome to Aggie Growth Hacks, the podcast sponsored by the McFerrin Center for Entrepreneurship at Texas A&M, where we help Aggies improve their business, connect with other Aggie entrepreneurs, and support one another. I'm your host, Greg Martin, Fighting Texas Aggie class of 2001.
And I'm your co-host, Chris Hunter, Fighting Texas Aggie class of 1998. Whoop!
Well, Aggies, we're going to continue our conversation that we started last week with John Albers, President and CEO of Albers.aero, the number one fastest growing Aggie-owned company in 2021. If you not checked out the first part of our conversations, make sure you hit pause and go do that right now.
So pass it back and listen up to John as he shares some good bull.
We're going to roll right into the lightning round. So only one rule on this. Answer the questions as fast as you can. No more than we'll give you a minute on each one. So, John, what's your favorite hack? This could be a business hack, a personal hack, something that you do that really helps you out.
My phone is called Get Stuff Done, but it's another 4-letter word that starts with an S. Okay. What I do is remind myself every day, you got to execute, right? When I plug into my phone, my car, I get in the car, it says, get stuff done, connected successfully, right? It's just a reminder. I want to be reminded. I'm a human being. I want to be, I weigh a few pounds more than I should. I need to be better there, right? There's parts of my life I'm really disciplined. There's other parts I need to work better at. But we're inherently lazy. We have to work hard. And so anyway, that's my hack, man. Get shit done.
All right.
Let it out. Sorry.
That's right. Post-production there.
Right.
Bleep it out.
Yeah. Our youngest is 14. He was 9 when I first decided, you know what, I'm naming my phone. I remember, there's an asterisk, it's SH and asterisk T. I remember he's sitting and he looks and he's like, oh my gosh, Dad. I'm like, yeah, kid, embrace that. Your mother doesn't like the word, but embrace it, man. It's important. You go a long way, kid. And anyway.
All right. Next question. What is the favorite advice that you've ever been given? And bonus points if you tell us how you applied it.
Greatest advice I was ever given. Take care of your people, right? Take care of your people. Because if you take care of your people, they're going to take care of you. And the thing that you're passionate about, your vision. How did I apply it? I work hard to apply it every day. Take care of our folks. I am demanding. I run fast, run hard. I don't expect everybody to be me. So I try to value who they are, but also push, right? Leadership is an art and a science. Part of it's helping people achieve what they don't think they can. And that's leading myself in that respect. Because there's a lot of doubts along the way, man. Can I do it? And even now, okay, so we got to here, but hey, you screw it up, you take it right back down to zero, so you got to constantly be in that grind, and mentally tough enough to find energy in it. That's the other piece, man. And some people just aren't wired that way, and that doesn't make them bad, or less of a person. Like back to our teammate piece, right? I call people teammates. That's how I take care of people. I call them teammates, and I prove that to them every day. You're a teammate. So probably out of a minute. I'll stop.
That's all right. John, what's your superpower?
Oh, my superpower, Jesus, man. If I'm totally honest with you, Jesus is my superpower.
Love it.
I'm a hardworking, driven guy. There's no question about it. And driven people can get stuff done on their own strength. And I can do a lot, man. But if I didn't have my faith in the fight that it took to get to where we are today, I don't know if I would have made it, because for me, there's a higher purpose. There's a calling, like this is what I'm supposed to do. Mm-hmm. And, in my own personal faith, Jesus says, hey, it's going to be hard. It's going to be freaking tough, man. So don't think it's going to be a cakewalk. And so I embrace the suck. I embrace the hard part, because it is going to be tough. And I find satisfaction, energy, and enthusiasm, not perfectly, not every day, but in the overall struggle, right? I just really try to, I don't want people to think I'm all rah all the time, because there's days that I finish and I'm like, dang it, today was not so good. But now at this point, certainly there's a whole lot more just, man, another freaking awesome day. The only thing that sucked was I hardly had time to breathe in between what we're trying to knock out, right? But dude, I'm living a great life right now, having fun, making a difference. attracting more people, great people around us. Yeah, it's good.
Awesome. So John, what gets you out of bed and excited about business?
What gets me out of bed? It's probably, you're going to find I'm a pretty simple guy, man. There ain't a whole lot. What gets me out of bed? I mean, I love what I do, right? It's not work. I try to tell people that too. Work is something you don't really like that much. You guys are loving what you do. You guys got smiles on your face. You're laughing. We were yucking it up before you hit go on a button. Y'all love what you do. I love what I do. And again, back to at the end game, I want the impact that I had on other people to be what I'm remembered for. So I get a lot of joy out of being able to do that. I mean, like I get seriously charged up. I love the win. I love a new contract. I love a new purchase order. But man, I love it when somebody calls me and says, they're excited. Like, hey, they found a win in their little sphere that maybe I've promoted them into a spot. And I love that, man. That just ignites me, and then I love solving other people's problems. And then the last thing the other thing that I get to still fly airplanes a little bit. We have airplanes in our company, and I am a pilot. From the time I was 9 years old, that's what I wanted to do, is fly in the military. And so, got 58 airplanes in my logbook, still flying today. And dude, man, when I get to go fly, like that's like almost a spiritual experience. It is just awesome to take off. You punch through the clouds. There's the sun in the morning, and you just see what God's created. You're like, dude, man, you're burning dinosaurs, but you're like, oh, this is so awesome. This is just good. I mean, I don't need a bunch. I was saying earlier in the thing, I'm not going to be Warren Buffett. And I don't, I live really well right now. We're part of the reason I'm up in the snow. I'm a reverse snowbird. I actually have a house in McKinney, Texas. My middle boy got into FCA hockey. They have prep school up here. And so my oldest boy was at Bethel playing hockey. So my boys are all ice hockey players. They were 2 hours apart. My wife's like, I want to be by them watching. I'm like, it's cold and I'm trying to build a business. She's like, well, you're in charge. You can commute. I'm like, oh gosh.
You're the boss.
How do you say no to your Yeah. How do you say no to your bonfire buddy? Right. Okay, dear, I'll do it. And so we just got sucked in. We love what these guys are doing. They did a great job of turning our son when he was here. He was a great kid when he came. They made him a great man when he left. And that influence has impacted my older boy, who's awesome. And those guys are just doing great stuff. So we billet boys from the school up here. So that's why we're reverse snowbirds. We come up here when school starts and we billet some boys from the school. We're involved in that. And I basically commute back every other week. I go back to Texas. So I'm down there all the time, but this is the week I'm in Minnesota and we got about 6 inches this morning. So I'm going snow blowing when this is done.
By the way, when you're for that,
snow blowing, not snowmobiling, boys. We're gonna go shovel. We're gonna go shovel, man. Old man's got to go put some work in. So,
and since this is going to drop in May, right? This episode is going to drop in May.
That's true.
In January, right?
Yeah, that's true. Good point. We were talking
in May.
That's right. We are talking, and that's right. You told me that earlier. Yeah. So anyway, and I think too, as a business owner, here's another, and we've probably blown your lightning round thing. Attitude is so important, right? Attitude is so important. I learned that at A&M as a fish in the core, getting thrashed and, all those other things. It's all about attitude. How am I, right? It's just good times. I was just telling one of the billet boys about putting, baby powder in an LP thing and popping it inside of somebody's door and just some of the kooky crap. They probably get in super trouble now for that trash. But when you're going through a hard time, a crucible, it's all about attitude. Are you going to let it, are you going to see this as, oh man, this is like, I'm in the refiner's fire. I'm going to get better when I come out, or am I going to play the victim in this thing? And I choose as much as I can to say, no, this is going to make me better on the other side. And so I think attitude is really, really important as a business person, whether you're starting really early or going on, because even the guys who are wildly successful and run big companies, they're getting their butt kicked every week. There's something going on, right? And so it's all about our attitude and how we attack that. And I would attribute that to a lesson I learned at A&M, which was really, really important. So,
well, John, how can our listeners, how can the Aggie Network get in touch with you?
If they want to get in touch with me, well, you go to the website, reach out that way. Not that doesn't come to my personal box, but J Albers at Albers.aero. I'll pass it. I've told my assistant, if they're a Marine, they're guaranteed calendar time. All right. If somebody reaches out there, that's a given. A vet, we'll do our best to get them right away. But I do there's really nobody I don't say no to that's a vet that way. Aggies are another group that are really special to me. Obviously, we had 16 of us at the Aggie 100 thing. We got quite a few Aggies. The number's going to come down. It's going to get harder as we grow. But there's a joke: you got to be a Marine, a C-130 pilot, or an Aggie, and you're guaranteed to get hired. Any one of the three, you got a great shot. If you're all three, you could probably write your own paper on the deal.
What if you jumped out of a C-130? Is that close enough?
No, well, yeah, sure. We'll give you some credit. Sure. But I think you're crazy, man. Why would you jump out of a perfectly good airplane, dude? only time I'm getting out of the sucker's on fire, man.
Exactly.
Because the Army takes anything fun, it sucks all the fun out of it. And by the time you're standing up, you're begging to get out.
Begging to get out. Yeah, no, we've done some. I remember dropping guys in Thailand, Army Special Forces guys with some Thai Special Forces guys. And one of them, we were doing multiple jump rounds. One guy broke his ankle, he's Thai guys. And that dude went right back up there and he hopped off that thing with a broken ankle. I got to get this jump in, to get his qual right. And I remember thinking, man, you're a whacked out buddy. Woo, you are whacked, brother. But no, it's good times, real good times.
Well, John, we appreciate you so much and being willing to one, share your story, but then also the openness of being able to say, look, how can I help those that are, maybe not as far along in this journey, but also realizing that we want to connect you with people that can help you. And that's what Aggie Growth Hacks is all about, is to be able to support one another and to be able to take some of your time and learn from you. We just loved it and appreciate it so much.
Yeah, you bet. I appreciate you guys. If you'll let me, I would say one other thing to that young Aggie that's listening to this thing, is dreaming about being an entrepreneur, right? They're listening to this thing, and kudos to you guys for creating another source of inspiration, because I do believe it's really important what we read, what we take in. I don't watch a lot of TV, not out of some kind of principle. I just have a lot of other things that are more important to me from how I want to fill up my time. But I got asked, like, hey, how'd you come up with your idea? Like, again, dude, I'm not the smartest guy in the world. I'm not going to invent the next iPhone. Look around you. There's all kinds of things in this world that are being done, and they're being done by people who've gotten lazy, and it can be done better. Just go. Innovation is one of our values. And it's not that we want to invent the next iPhone. I just want to look at problems differently and then go do things better than everybody else's, figure out a better way to do it. Right. And so maybe if you're sitting there listening to this thing right now, that's the inspiration you need. Stop trying to figure out how you can invent something new and be a unicorn. Just go be better than everybody else tomorrow on something that everyday people need. Go invent a new toilet paper, or get in the toilet paper business. You're guaranteed it's recession proof, right?
That's exactly right. Yeah, have a run on it.
I wish I was in the toilet paper business, man. It's recession proof.
Right.
So anyway, I really appreciate you guys. It's an honor to be asked to do this. Thanks to the McFerrin Center. I want to plug that place too for creating that Aggie 100 thing. It's a great recognition. We're fortunate to be alumni of a great school, just a great school. Yes. That's done a really magical thing. But like I said in our pre-talk, the Aggie spirit is people who are willing to continue to cultivate that being an Aggie special. And so we make it special by taking care of each other, doing great things, and making much of the Aggie name. And it's fun to get to do it with guys like you that are out there trying to find a new way to bring value to people, right? By creating this podcast, this platform. And super honored that somebody want to listen to a knuckle dragging Marine guy that happens to have been from A&M.
There we go, baby.
This is really cool what you guys are doing. Again, if you're ever in a forum, you can't say enough, but there's a word. I read a great book called Geeks and Geezers. It was written by Warren Bennis, who's a kind of a leadership guru. He wrote it in the early 2000s. Geeks used to be what they called young guys, not nerds like we would use it today.
Yep.
And it was a study of leaders, geeks and geezers. The geek guys were the 30-something. So that was at that point, I was like 33 or 34. The geezers were all the World War II vets. It was a study of their leadership styles and what they felt like both the authors and the individuals made them good leaders. And there was a word in there called neophony. it's this youthful approach to learning, to being better, even though they're getting older. Then it was the geezers that were the ones that were like, dude, even though I'm 72 or whatever their thing was, they're like, I wake up, I want to be fresh and new, and I'm feeding myself. I want to learn. I want to capture something new. And I think that's really important. Like I was like, that kind of describes me. So I've latched onto this Neophany thing, and you guys are creating another platform for people to be energized, right? And learn, get excited, because it's the youthfulness that I think brings energy and frankly makes leadership more exciting and inspirational. So anyway, good stuff that y'all are doing. Appreciate you.
Thanks so much, John. Appreciate
awesome. Thank you.
You betcha.
Well, how about that, Aggs? Was that pretty cool or what? John shared some amazing hacks. What did you think was the biggest one for you, Greg?
Well, I said it at the very beginning, and throughout the entire conversation, he just kept talking about his team and his people and making sure that they were taken care of. And I think he said, I don't know if it was one of his values or just something that they go by, but to inspire people to live their best value, to be able to create something, to create an environment where those people feel like they're fulfilled and feel like they're challenged and feel like they have the ability to be a leader in their sphere. That is really cool to be able to see him do that. And the proof is in the pudding. I mean, all that is great, but when you have that and it's a fast growing company and it's a company that has really lived its value and its purpose because it goes back to the people, that was most motivating, inspiring for me. I know both of us were kind of fired up after talking with John. What did you take away from it?
Well, and I kept writing, people, in everything that he talked about. But the thing that stuck out to me the absolute most was his tenacity as an entrepreneur, right? That grit, that I'm going to take care of it. I'm going to get it done no matter what. Nothing's going to stop me from doing what I intend to do, right? So whether that was on his startup of even finding that first customer to, just growing his business from one stage to the next stage, to the next stage, to the next stage. It was the tenacity of the entrepreneurial tenacity, right, that really stuck out the absolute most with him.
And I think that he said that he learned it while he was at A&M. He learned it while he was in the military, and he's learned it as an entrepreneur. And I think that both of us can say that that's a similar path for us as well. But it's not going to be easy, but you gotta, what do you say? You gotta embrace the suck.
You gotta embrace the suck. That's exactly what he said. And that's such a true thing. Sometimes you do. You just got to power through the suck and get to that next stage that it's going to be a little bit better, and just know and have that faith. And that was the other thing that he did talk about, was his faith, is that have that faith that you're going to get to that other side, right? And to have that good attitude to keep moving you forward no matter what.
That's right. Well, Aggs, that's going to do it for this episode of Aggie Growth Hacks. We hope that you connect with today's guest, connect with Chris and I individually, connect with Aggie Growth Hacks, whether that be on our Facebook, our Instagram, our LinkedIn pages, whether you go to aggiegrowthhacks.com. We just hope that you connect with us and that we can connect with you so that we can learn about how we can support and help you. While you're at aggiegrowthhacks.com, we hope that you check out the previous episodes, and as you connect with us, maybe you'll join us on a future episode of Aggie Growth Hacks.
Aggie Growth Hacks was produced by fellow Aggies over at Podcast Architects. We want to give a huge shout out also to our sponsor, the McFerrin Center for Entrepreneurship at Texas A&M University. Since 1999, the McFerrin Center for Entrepreneurship has served as the hub of entrepreneurship for Texas A&M. If you're an entrepreneur or even a wantrepreneur, head over to the website to find a program that's right for you. Just search up the McFerrin Center for Entrepreneurship in Google and head over there right now. Join us next time when we connect with another great Aggie entrepreneur and learn how they hack their growth. Until then, I'm Chris Hunter.
And I'm Greg Martin. Thanks and gig 'em.